Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about insecurities. I want to talk about being in this fear mindset and feeling that in your whole body. Now, many of you know that I used to have many panic attacks, meaning my heart was racing, meaning I couldn't sleep at night because I was afraid, because I was making stories in my mind on how things would or could go, the what ifs. I had extremely big anxieties and it was really hard to actually cope with it. And I was doing some, the general thing. I was talking about it. I was trying to somehow balance myself, but it seemed nothing to really work. And I want to give you a few things that really helped me to calm my system. Simply because I know that many of you will probably not say anything. And you will maybe just hold it and just think that this is normal and that this is something that you have to live. And I know that's not true. Now, this is not a medical advice, and so this is a disclaimer. I don't want you to feel that that there is nothing you can do from the medical part of you. I believe though that most of this is something that we create from within, and this was what helped me. So take what resonates and leave the rest. My name is Patricia. I'm a life coach, and as you can see, I'm doing exactly what I have just offered you. I help you to realize and to see more of who you are and what you're not. I help you to identify things that no longer serve you. I help you to see with what you identify yourself, and because of this identification, your life may go well or not so well. And most often we do create from a very unconscious place. So we are not aware on what we are currently creating. We just think this is the way how it is. So with this said, let's go into today's video. This video is quite a personal one, which really is about what happens when your outer circumstances just look like panic, right? Just look like it's not what you wished for at all. It's not what you enjoy. It's not what you like. And this can go as far as I can't pay my bills. This can go as far as I don't like the job I'm in. This can go as far as I think I will be single forever. This can be, oh my God, I'm in a relationship that I thought would be it and it's not, right? All those things can actually create quite huge anxieties, and they can really make us feel that we are stuck. And maybe we have some other obligations around us that makes it on top very hard to get out of them. And I believe as soon as we think that we need to get out of them, right? We need to get out of those circumstances. We are creating this extreme block because we are fearing this anxiety, right? Something makes us so afraid that we don't want to go there at all and by any cost. Like we try to avoid it. We try to run from it. We try to not get there. What happens with that? Most often we create this projection that the thing is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually you will see it in your outer world. You will see that things crush down. You will not be able to pay your bills, for example, or you will see that your relationship is not working anymore and it goes down, right? But before that, it was just a fear of something. And even though we are not talking about attraction right now, we are talking about what you create from within, you will see from the outside. And so the stronger you are projecting on something, the stronger you get there. So it's not really about what you don't want, and that's not going to show off. I learned this extremely from my anxieties, because every single time I was so in panic, I could feel that this was showing up in my outer world immediately, because the power from that was so huge, it was so big. So I was wondering if this goes in this direction, and if I can control my life, my inner life, like this, from this panic, right? Then I will be as well able to create the opposite, because we are always able to create the both sides. And so I was wondering how to do that. So I was doing exactly the same when I was actually afraid, right? So I would go deeper, deeper, deeper into this anxiety, and then it will blow up, right? So on the opposite, I was actually reparenting myself, and I started to fully accept my inner self-talk. I started to see that my self-talk was very, very heavy, very judgmental, very very mean as well, and a lot of hate, a lot of, do you know those people who are always talking sarcastic, or are always having this quite black humor, and then they say like, nah, it was just a joke, you know, like but the way how they say it is very, very harsh. It's not said with love. Now, if you have this also in your mind, right, if you hold this energy in your head and in your heart, you create that, and it gets bigger. On the opposite really is when we start to go into more loving words, right? Into more caring, into more into being more happy. Now, how do you do that when you are in panic? You learn to stop yourself when you are in panic. So kind of like, you know, you feel it, it's there, and you're starting with your breath. You start to relax your body and to give straight information to your body that this is not the way how we go further. And you see that you are not your panic, you are not your fear, okay? You're not that. That's not who you are. That's why you can kind of separate yourself, look at it and say, this is not the way how we behave from now on. This is not it, right? So you start to control yourself. You start to observe yourself. You start to be more intentional. And when you're doing this, you start to, with breath work is really, really, really good. So if you are having this kind of panic attack right now, so really sit down, make sure that your spine is straight, and just learn to really breathe in and let go of this whole tension. Imagine that you're breathing in some love. Now when you have a hard time to inhale that kind of emotion, think about someone you really love. Think about something you really love. Maybe it's an animal, maybe it's a person. maybe it's actually even, you know, nature, or what you feel when you go in nature, whatever, right? Whatever. Maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's something that you just really feel well. So get this emotion in your head and start to inhale that. Start to exhale the heaviness and the tension. And it's really about the circle, right? It's like coming in, cleanse. Coming in, cleanse, right? Coming in, love, cleanse, and let go, right? And you start to see that when you're doing this a couple of times, you start to see that your body actually starts to change, because your body is reacting to your intentions. Your body gets to understand, oh, this is not anymore how we react to something like this. You know, if I'm receiving an answer that makes me usually shake, and I'm just like, I'm not going to react that way because I don't feel well. I don't want this anymore. I've done this way too long. I really hope this video has helped you. Let me know, and yeah, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe and comment. And with this said, thanks so much for being here, and I say goodbye.